Hi, welcome to Foreigner in the Philippines, and this is the first stage of getting the back door fixed on our bus. And here everything has to become a picnic. So even though they've just eaten. Phoebe, are you always hungry? I think so. And Talik is pretty close behind. So we're loaded up as usual. Got groceries there for the old lady, 84 years old. And these are the mattresses that we keep trying to get down to Mabini, where the ladies in chains are, and every time something happens to stop us from going there. Maybe it's an open. Now here's Nestor, our famous mechanic. So this is our door. So this is not a security door. This is just a door to stop children getting in to play, stop the dogs getting in, and to stop kids falling out. I think the girls have taken Papa's place there. Beth, they can go and sit in the front of the truck.
Can we sit here?
So for those of you living in the West, this is what it's like in the other world. This is third world engineering, belt and braces. There's a workbench, a piece of I-beam. Welder. Obviously this is gas welding. There's a homemade gantry there. Now Nestor is actually disabled in one leg, as you can see. Most of the time he's in barefoot.
Tuyok. Tuyok sa... Batal. Ilipot. Kana ilipot ka ng andon. Kana. Dito mas tumay ka naman. Ano? Balik ha ka ng kanay balik ko. Ground ito sa ground ba? Ground ito. Yeah, to ground ito.
So he's prepping there now down to get, so that he gets down to actual metal.
Ada apa ng ground? Ada paglaw. Nga laon na pre. Kau ka?
Aku tadi as
This. Apa kan?
Now Nestor is not the kind of mechanic that you bring a car that needs to be fine-tuned. They don't do alignment of wheels here. They have no wheel balancing equipment. It's not fine-tuning, but he does a lot of work which I call belt and braces engineering, and he is very good at that. I wonder how many men would be able to overcome the disability that he has. Always gets my admiration just for that alone. So when I look at Nestor, look at his upper body. Upper body is powerful. Because he didn't accept the disability that he has, which many other men would have taken to a wheelchair, or they would have taken to a life between a wheelchair and a rocking chair, and they would have accepted the disability, and Nestor didn't. Nestor runs this humble shop. It's really old world. It's full of old machinery, old stuff, old projects that will never move. That Jeep has been there all the time that I've been coming here, which is going on for 5 years. It's not going to change. That little workstation there is where he does a lot of different work. I've seen him take these diesel engines down. I've seen him refurbish fire tenders. I would call them fire engines. But I've seen him repair those, and not just repair them, renovate them, restore them. They actually do spray work here. They spray paint things here. Now, a lot of people were aghast because they didn't see him wearing goggles, they didn't see him wearing all the superior equipment that they have that's easily on hand just by going to Home Depot. In the West, we're not in the West. Most of the time I see him barefoot. I see him under cars in those ragged shorts. We've given him clothes. He wears what he wears, he does what he does. And he gets around on his crutches, and when he goes and tests a vehicle, which he's tested mine many times, those crutches get leaned on one side he gets up and he takes a short length of wood, I don't know, 2 by 2, and he drives. And we just saw him driving this truck. He took that truck out on a test drive, put his clutches in on one side, and he drove that down the road and he tested it. There's none of the victim mentality with him, and that little piece of darkened glass that you can see there, that's what he uses so that he doesn't damage his eyes. Is it a nice big mask that you would be able to buy for not many dollars in Home Depot, and I'm not looking at that right now. No, it's not, but it's inadequate for me, but he's gotten used to that. I did hear of somebody that wasn't protecting it. It was just going to be one little spot weld that he was going to do, and he did that, and in the course of doing that, in a moment, in the flash of a moment, a spark flew, and it flew straight into his eye. He lost the sight of that eye. These things happen. Right now he's putting on the hinge. As I say, this is not going to be Rolls-Royce restoration. It won't be a beauty. It will work. And we'll soon find out how much that's going to cost. I get him to do the work. He does the work. I ask him how much. On occasions I do ask how much will it cost to do this, and he gives me, he tells me what it will cost. If there's any variance in the work, as it turns out, then I may have to give him more. Sometimes he charges too little, and sometimes he charges too much. Well, there's all variations on Philippine womanhood there. Look, there's Talek, she's going to be a fashion model, I think. And there's Bibi, maybe a child model, I think, because she always looks so adorable. Beautiful Bibi. And my warrior princess.